Welcome everybody to TIMBP Live. That is right. We are live and alive. We are back for another Thursday night stream. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching on the replay if that is how you are indeed enjoying tonight's stream. Why does it still say that we have only 431 subs on the channel? That is really, really annoying. That is not, in fact, how many subs we have on the YouTube channel. Do not know why it still says that. Anyway, if you are new here, my name is Perry. I am the host of this My Bourbon podcast. If you are returning, it is good to have you. Like the stream if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't as well. Support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. Follow on all social media channels as well. At My Bourbon Pod, and if you want to watch this on twitch.tv when we are live, you can head to twitch.tv/MyBourbonGamer, which is where I stream simultaneously, and sometimes I even stream video game play. I play video games over there as well. Good to have some of you folks in the chat so far. Jeffrey Wack says, cooking dinner with Perry time. It is good to have you here, Jeff. Miss your face, but it is good to see you virtually. Sugar Kitty says, meow. Swan says, he probably won't be on the stream tonight, currently realizing my food was too spicy and my mouth is on fire. That is a good reason to not be on a stream, and I completely understand. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna change up. I'm gonna blast off real quick before we get too far. I'm gonna tweet out that I'm live. Bourbon podcast and twitch.tv/MyBourbonGamer. What's everybody drinking, by the way? Swan, I imagine you're drinking milk. I have just been drinking water at the moment. I haven't had the chance to get to anything of the alcohol variety just yet. But I will do so sooner than later. There we go. All right. I am lactose. That is a whole different problem. That is very true. Pick my poor Perry, Middle West, or MGP. Swan asks, which Middle West? I haven't had Middle West in a hot minute. They are awesome, though. Swan does ask a good question. Which Middle West? So I'm going to say at the moment MGP until we get more information. But let's find out together. Excuse me. Ooh, pumpernickel rye pick. Go for that. Sounds pretty delicious. I'm gonna get warmed up tonight, just with a little neat pour. I was going through the aisle, the bourbon aisle today, picking up supplies for tonight's stream, and just so happened to be reminded that nature, folks, does indeed heal itself over time. I was reminded of the fact that good things do happen every now and then. And 1792 Full Proof was just sitting on the shelf. Not limit one. Not think about it. Really consider it. No. It was just there. For the low price of $57 a bottle. Nature is, in fact, healing, my friends. The bubble is bursting. Life is finding a way. So I'm beginning with that. We'll move into cocktails as we kind of go throughout the news. Since I have 3, I didn't really want to make 3 at the end of the stream. I wanted to kind of get them moving throughout the evening. Also, it's a lot of sugar. It's a lot of sugar. So I might make half cocktails. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. I haven't even had bourbon yet tonight. The first Snuffy Chat hasn't even come in tonight. I haven't even told you about Snuffy Chats yet. You don't even know what they are if you've never been here before. So we'll get there. We will get there, folks. My bubble is always floating in the breeze. My bubble's getting smaller and smaller. Swan says I got some Turkey 101. Well, boy howdy, it's funny you say that. I got some too. That's what some of these cocktails are going to be made with tonight. Swan, one of these cocktails, well, I mean, you're familiar with all 3 of them. All 3 of them have little teeny tiny plays on them, though, that make them TIMBP specials, TIMBP exclusives, one might say. One of them even I'm taking a risk on. I'm genuinely we're gonna call this experimental. This is a bit of a guinea pig. Oops. Didn't mean to do that just yet. Sorry. Some of this is a guinea pig stream. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to fix something for tonight. But we got plenty of time. It's a 2-hour stream, baby. 2 hours of hanging out. 2 hours of sipping on bourbon. 2 hours of being with you lovely people. Catching up. Letting you know that this has been a week of ups and downs. Lefts and rights. I'll kick things off. I'll let you know a little bit about what's been going on in the life of Pear Bear before we get into the news. First, as we normally do, kick things off with a hearty cheers to your health and wealth and well-being. So I hope you have had a wonderful week. This smells like all good things that come from the Barton Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. Nature and my soul are both healing, folks. But Monday, wee hours of Monday morning, in fact, approximately 1:03 a.m., my nephew was born. My first niece or nephew. I became an uncle on April 30th at 1 o'clock in the morning. Uncle Perry was introduced into the world. The uncle-nephew bond grows stronger, folks. That is correct. Now, unfortunately, I have not yet met Mason Clay Ritter. I have not had the good fortune to go to the hospital to meet the sweetest little face that I have seen since my own daughter was born. But luckily, I do not have to go to the hospital anymore. Dane, my brother, his wife Lindsay, and Mason have made it home. Everybody is healthy. Everybody is safe. Everybody is feeling great. Mason was a chunky 22-inch, 9-pound, 7-ounce baby when he was welcomed into the world. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. He was a biggin. He was a big boy. With rolls like the Michelin Man. And cheeks thick. Cheeks that you could just plant one on. Now, I'm not sharing pictures of Mason on any of my podcast stuff. I'm not even really sharing it on sharing pictures of him on my personal social medias. Because, there are so many people who are not really sharing pictures of their kids on social media these days. And that's not to say that Dane and Lindsay aren't sharing pictures with Mason. But even as a light to moderate public person, I don't want to introduce that. It's not my place, as far as I'm concerned. Look, the sub count updated finally. Thank you, Stream Elements. It finally took a week the actual sub count finally updated for the YouTube channel. But I will tell you, he is one handsome little man, and I cannot wait to meet him here in the next few days. So that's mine. I'm gonna start posting AI generated images and say it's my kids. Let's see if family and friends notice. I would love for you to do that and just make sure that your picture is in there somewhere. I think that would be the real driving force, is make sure that your image is included somewhere in there. That would be what really sells the deal. Seals the deal? Seals the deal. Sells the... Yeah. Arsenic culture. Hello, Jason. It is good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. What's up with you, man? It's been a very busy week. But yeah, I went from being an uncle, becoming an uncle. I did not... Sorry, let me rephrase that. I went from becoming an uncle on Monday. I am still an uncle. Nothing tragic has happened between Monday and Thursday. I would not be streaming tonight if that were the case. Went from becoming an uncle on Monday to one of the just most overall mentally taxing and frustrating weeks of work, not even days, weeks of work I've had in a while. Yesterday especially, I went into my office. I only go into my office once a week, and yesterday was just abysmal, man. Yesterday was tough. It was real hard. Had to deal with some online chirpers yesterday as well. Not a big deal, but is what it is. And today I woke up in a good mood. Stepped on the scale. Lost another few pounds. Feeling really good. This shirt I put on before the stream, I was like, do I think I can fit into it? I fit in. This was the first time I've had this shirt for 2 years, 2-ish years. First time I have ever been able to button this shirt around my belly. 2 years. And I've never been able to wear this shirt with it buttoned up. Oh, look, I'm thumbs upping myself. I gotta turn that off. I hate that thing. I hate reactions on the new Mac or Zoom or whatever. Yeah, man. I was thrilled. So it's been a very slow progression, but we are getting there. And I'm very, very happy. So 2 years of this shirt staring at me in the closet, and it finally fit. And comfortably, too. I mean, I didn't feel like I was squeezing into it or anything. So I will take it. I will take it. Well, I do believe that we have gotten far enough into the stream that we need to begin with the making of our first cocktail of the evening. Just a reminder, nobody outside of Kentucky gives a damn about the Derby. No parties, no cocktails, no nothings. And what the hell are you all doing here? Joe Brazo, it is so good to see you. Thank you for sending that lovely, lovely bottle this week that we'll be talking about on next week's episode of this My Bourbon podcast, alongside the bottle that you sent to Eric as well. It is so good to see you, my friend. So if you are not going to be celebrating the Kentucky Derby this weekend, you at the very least will have 3 new bourbon cocktails or spins on bourbon cocktails that you already know and love, that you can enjoy yourself. And while we're sipping on the cocktails, we will also be covering the news that happened this week because, of course, there has been quite a bunch that has happened this week. There's been it's been very busy this week. It has been a crucially important week for bourbon. I feel like I'm not going to be able to make this happen. I can make that work. But anyway, which one do I want to start out with? That's the real question here. We'll start out with a crowd pleaser. How's that? How does that sound? But yeah, Joe, you're right. You're right. Not a whole lot of people care about the Derby outside of Kentucky, but just on the off chance that you catch a wild hare and you want to enjoy the Derby yourself, it is happening this Saturday. It's the 150th Kentucky Derby. I don't know anything about the horses that are going to be running in it. The treatment of racehorses could be better in the industry. That's the one thing I'll say about that. Anyway, the first cocktail that we will be drinking on tonight is going to be a little play on what is commonly known to folks as what am I missing? Bitters? Oh, ice. That's what I mean. I caught a Derby once when I was too young. I had to let it go. She yelled too loud and too often. Yikes. Sugar kitty. Anyway, first cocktail that I'll be making is a small play on what a lot of people know, and I have traditionally had my own play on, but I'm going to do slightly more to about to make a new fashioned. No, not yet. I do have an old fashioned that will be maybe more up to snuff for people who don't quite like a mint julep. But we'll get there in a moment. This particular cocktail comes from the folks over at Keeneland, the racetrack. Bruzel, what is happening, my man? Good to see you in the chat. It has been a minute, but my goodness, it is good to have you around. Hope you've been doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by, dude. Always a pleasure to see you. And congratulations on all the success you've had with the channel over the past couple of years. Very cool to see you make the come up happen, dude. Absolutely killing it. Just checking YouTube and the stream popped up. There you go, man. There you go. Glad to have you. We're going to be getting to the news here in just a bit, making the first cocktail of the evening. This is a small play on the Keeneland Breeze, which was named in accordance with the local horse race track in Lexington, Kentucky. Keeneland Racetrack, which traditionally is made with Maker's Mark. I, of course, love Maker's Mark, but I want to go, you know what I could do instead of Turkey 101 for this one? I think I got just enough. Boom. Ha-ha. Boy, howdy. Instead of 90 proof Maker's Mark, we're going to use Maker's Cast Strength because that sounds really nice. So you can, of course, make this with any bourbon you like. This is a nice, airy cocktail that I think appeals to a lot of people that maybe are not the biggest fans of bourbon, but they want to be able to enjoy it in a slightly more refreshing context. So there are 3 components to this. I'm going to be adding a couple more because I think that it is the best way to enjoy it. First of all, all of my cocktails tonight are going to be including mint because with the Derby, you traditionally drink a mint julep. So I gotta find my mint. There it is. Now, typically you would get fresh mint. Oh man, that smells so good. And this is organic, just from Kroger, one of their organic brands. I am going to be taking this. Now, it is really, really important with any mint cocktail to express the mint the way that you want to do that. It is a technique that is called spanking the mint. You take it, you put the mint leaves that you have taken off of the stem of the mint, and you do what is called spanking the mint. Palm of your hand, take the fingers and spank the mint. So we're going to be putting it in the bottom of our glass. We're going to be taking orange liqueur. This is our first ingredient. I used Vita Vera from Italy. It's triple sec, so orange liqueur. You can, of course, use Kuipers. Oh, that smells so good. This is going to be some of the balancing act that we are going to have in this cocktail. Dropping knowledge. Yes, thank you. We all know how to spank. Just ask our wives. That is true. Ha 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 ha. I cannot find my measuring glass anywhere. So instead, I am using my mini Glencairn. Roughly, you're going to use about half an ounce of the triple sec. Basically, that is going to be your simple syrup in this cocktail. Then you are going to muddle that around with the mint. Once you have given that a nice muddle, to keep that. In this case, I am going to try to liven up the cocktail a little bit. I'm just going to take regular Angostura bitters, 3 dashes, and to balance out the cocktail as well, orange bitters from Angostura as well. Also 3 dashes. If I can get the lid off. I did not know they let you show spanking your mint on YouTube. I thought that was reserved for OnlyFans. Hashtag Green and Rainbow. The more you know. Get a little bit more of a muddle. Then we are going to introduce our bourbon into the mix. 2 ounces here. Roughly 2 ounces. Gonna add our ice on top. And what really makes this guy refreshing, and I like to do this, what really set my version of this cocktail apart when I was experimenting with it back in the day, was instead of using the third ingredient, I would use a local ginger ale that, if you have listened to the podcast before, you are familiar with. It's known as Ale 81. It is a Kentucky staple. You can really only get it in Kentucky. But instead, I am going to use a ginger ale that you can get everywhere, Canada Dry. All you have to do, top it off. And there we have the minty, refreshing, delicious Keeneland Breeze. Now, again, my version of this uses mint, and it also uses bitters. Canada Dry is just tan-colored Sprite. That is fair. That is completely fair. So it's going to be a little bit different than what you would get if you were to actually go to Keeneland. There's water, right? Yep. Well, it's supposed to be just water. Tastes a little funky. That's okay. So there is our first cocktail of the evening. And it has already spilled on my shirt. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that is so good. Better use ginger ale with ginger in it, Verner's, for instance. There you go. Maybe that's why I like it better with Ale 8. Because Ale 8 actually uses ginger in the recipe. So, anyway. That is cocktail number 1. Down. That is my take on the Keeneland Breeze. Let's move into the news. This is the first bit of news that came out that we're going to cover this week. This is also what I would consider to be Maybe the most important news, oddly enough, it may not sound like it to some folks because it could be considered just strictly optics. It could just be, just an aesthetic change for a lot of people. But Beam Suntory, the global spirits conglomerate that owns Maker's Mark, Jim Beam, a whole horde of... Did I tell you what an actual Keeneland Breeze has in it? Oh, sorry. It's just Maker's Mark, orange liqueur, and ginger ale. Sorry. Just those three. Anyway, Beam Suntory has changed their name to Suntory Global Spirits. From their press release, today is an exciting day for our company as we are rebranding to Suntory Global Spirits, setting the company up for our next era of growth as a global leader across categories in premium spirits and ready-to-drink cocktails. The last decade since Suntory acquired Beam Inc. 10 years ago today. This was on April 30th, so 2 days ago. 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. Has been marked by growth across the board, including growing from a $2.5 billion company to a $5.5 billion company. Think about that. In the 10 years that it has been since one company, one spirits conglomerate has acquired one bourbon brand. And that I'm not saying that's the only bourbon brand that they have bought. But one, they specifically called out Jim Beam. Beam Inc. They have more than doubled their company value from $2.5 to $5.5 billion. Billion. Building a global team of 6,000 plus employees in 27 countries with products sold in more than 70 countries. Becoming the #1 global player in bourbon and Japanese whiskey. Delivering breakthrough innovation to consumers like Legion, Ardrey, and Negative 196. What is Negative 196? I'm not sure. The foundation for our success is shared values of a relentless commitment to quality and craftsmanship, an enduring respect for the wonders of nature, and a passion for giving back to our communities. We continue to be deeply committed to Kentucky as one of our home places. We have a team of nearly 1,500 employees in Kentucky, including more than 600 UFCW union jobs. Every year, our James B. Beam Distilling Company. Saucy Shane, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I don't know if... Oh, Shane. Hello. Sorry. My brain had a massive brain fart. Didn't realize Suntory also owns Makers. Don Nishida, good to see you. And McAllen, yes. The Makers acquisition is much more recent than Beam, of course. But yes. Joe the Sample Guy, good to see you. Sunbeam Tory has a nice ring to it, or maybe it just sounds silly. Cheers, y'all. I don't know, man. I don't mind it. Doesn't bother me, honestly. I feel like I need a third screen. I could use a third monitor. Every year, our James B. Beam Distilling Company and Maker's Mark distilleries see more than 100,000 visitors each. That's crazy. That's a lot of people. In the past 10 years, we've invested more than $540 million in our Kentucky facilities and have donated more than $15 million to University of Kentucky. Suntory Global Spirits demonstrates our global leadership and premium position in the market while enabling us to build upon the strong and positive brand recognition that Suntory has worldwide, said Greg Hughes, president and CEO of Suntory Global Spirits. The dedication of that Suntory CEO, I apologize, Tak Nianami and Suntory Holdings have shown to advancing our culture and business growth while also preserving the legacy of craftsmanship and interplay of traditions exemplified in brands from Jim Beam to Lafroig and Maker's Mark to Yamazaki is extraordinary. Becoming Suntory Global Spirits is the natural next step in our evolution. The rebrand is expected to help the company drive value as one global team and focus on key priorities, including American whiskey, Japanese spirits, Scotch, tequila, and ready-to-drink, while providing flexibility for growth in the future. Now, why do I feel like this is one of the most important things that is going on in the bourbon industry right now? It's strange more than anything to me. And I don't mean to make it sound like there's this whole like conspiracy against bourbon and against American-made products, because I don't think that there is. Bourbon remains one of the greatest American exports in the world. It remains one of the most popular spirits. The most popular spirit, correct, in India as well. So there is, there is no reason for us to believe that Suntory Global now, Suntory doesn't seem to get as much hate as Campari. Don, I think you bring up a good point. I think that with that in mind, we haven't seen the same aggression towards price gouging, though, from Suntory that we have from Campari. We have seen genuine change. Well, I guess that's not entirely true with some products. You know, it's not like we haven't seen rebranding with something like Baker's into a single barrel brand. Because Baker's was small batch before, right? And then a massive uptick Sorry, hold on. I have to sneeze. Woo! Patrick Starkey, the bourbon noob. I'm going to see Perry this month. I'm going to see you this month, my friend. I'm going to see Don Nishida this month, too. That's right. Coming up in just a few short weeks, TIMBP Live and TIMBP Weekend are happening. Which means, if you want to come hang out with us, there are still tickets available. They are in the description below. If you want to come hang out with us for TIMBP Weekend, tickets are available at the Eventbrite links down in the description. We got events planned for our attendees of the VIP events. I'm going to be recording the episode for the next week with the folks who are going to be there. Doing some off-site excursioning. We got a family dinner planned for everybody as well. We got plenty of fun stuff that's going to be just for folks who are coming to VIP. And then the live show is going to be featuring brands that are going to be sampling out products just for the folks that are there. Kenny Coleman of Bourbon Pursuit is going to be our co-host for the night with myself and Eric. Because he is there, he is also going to be sampling out Pursuit Spirits alongside some fine folks from Bardstown Bourbon Company, Dark Arts Whiskey House, and RD1 Spirits. Also, if you are coming to the VIP portion of TIMBP weekend, you are going to be getting the chance to go experience RD1 Spirits with us. I got a lot of mint in that sip. I'll see if I can get my hands on more Wagyu steak rice crackers. Don, I have tracked them down online. If you can't, so yeah, if you are unable to, and that's a reference to this week's episode of the podcast, which is not doing super well, oddly enough. Everybody go listen to it, please. It's not performing very well. But Eric and I paired it on this week's episode. So, go check it out. Anyway, back to news. So yeah, I don't think that it's devaluing or diminishing the importance of bourbon with Suntory. But it clearly does imply that they are not prioritizing bourbon when they are removing its name from their brand, right? And I think it's wildly it's incredibly important to me to go back and look at this, which is why I brought it up in the first place. In the 10 years since, and they even called it out in their press release, in the 10 years since they acquired Beam Inc., they grew their company from $2.5 billion to $5.5 billion. Again, more than doubled the value of their company. If you were telling me that couldn't have happened, or they could have done that without buying this bourbon brand, I don't believe you. I simply don't believe you. And I understand that throughout this press release, they go through and they list all the things that they're still doing to highlight the importance of bourbon within their brand. But there is so much cope that it seems like they are trying to give people who still love bourbon. It really, really feels like they are just trying to ease the fears of people who are worried. That's my thinking. It's all very PR heavy to me. It's very, very PR focused. And I know that this was written by a PR company. I know that this was written by people whose job it is to make it seem like they did it not for anybody's bereavement or anything. It's just because, it's just better business to remove the name Beam from the brand's, global identity. But here we are. Suntory Global Spirits. No longer Beam Suntory. Moving on, New Riff has won 10 medals at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. They won 1 double gold, 6 gold, and 3 silver medals. The 6-year-old malted rye received the double gold. The gold medals were awarded to the New Riff Sour Mash Single Malt, the Bottled and Bond Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, the Single Barrel Rye Whiskey, New Riff Balboa Rye, Bottled and Bond Kentucky Straight Bourbon, and New Riff 8-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon. And silver medals went to Single Barrel Bourbon, New Riff Nocino Liqueur, and New Riff Winter Whiskey. Top Shelf Dustin, it is good to see you, buddy. Did I just join a book club? I don't know, did you? What's been going on, man? How are you doing? It's news time, dude. Covering the news of the week. We're talking about what's been going on. Offering commentary. Talking about how cool it is that we just reading? No, I just told you we're doing commentary too. Love you too, homie. It's good to see you. I was going to say how cool it is to see that this little brand that could, whom we were so excited to see come up with their 4-year-old Bottled and Bond bourbon back in 2018, continues to do so well. And I know that medals and awards and podcasts saying, hey, this bourbon's pretty good is just, whatever, as long as they're making sales. I know they're not little anymore. I'm saying the little distillery that could back in the day. You know what I mean? They were backed by big money, but they still had the down-home feel of like they were new players and they weren't Jim Beams of the world. They weren't Maker's Mark. The owner of Party Source founded them. Fair. Totally fair. But you know what I'm saying. Nobody heard the name New Riff and went, oh, I hear that name and go, this is the next Maker's Mark. Sign me up for that. That's going to be the Buffalo Trace of the world. Dustin, you've thrown me off my groove, homie. Bullet Distilling Company has opened its new glass recycling drop-off location, which looks like it's just you don't talk to real legit small distillers, do you? Because they'd go wild here. Here I was back in March. I interviewed Mark from Old Line Spirits. I talked to him for the second time. It's the most recent one. Yes, I do talk to legit small distillers. Bro. Man. We'll talk. Here's the crazy thing about this, like, this glass recycling center for Bullet, right? I know that this is like super optics based. I know it is. And it's like just for, I mean, like, there's even like a prize behind it, right? For Bourbon and Beyond tickets. I know, man. I know. But I feel like Bullet is just continually doing all of these things to... I know, homie. We'll talk later. But like, to distract from the PR nightmare that they had a few years ago, right? I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that they're doing this. I'm not even saying that it's in bad faith. But I definitely think that they should do more than one stop of the glass recycling bin. Anyway, good for them. It's at their visitor center in Shelbyville. If you just so happen to be going to Bullet, explain the PR nightmare. Back when Tom Bullett's daughter came out exposing him as being like super homophobic, anti-LGBTQ, and not supporting her. I mean, it was all very, very... I mean, God, this is a conversation that is not... I'm not exactly like prepped to have right now. But it constantly has felt like ever since then, Bullet has fought really hard to no, I don't think it impacts their whiskey entirely, but I do think that it impacts their image, which I'm trying to say it like they're doing all of these other things outside of their whiskey to rebuild their image. They were the hipster whiskey, which is why when the daughter of the founder of the company said he doesn't support my sexuality and gave examples of it, whether they're true or not. I mean, she, you know, I don't even know if it was true, but regardless, it was damaging to the brand, and it feels like they have constantly been trying to play catch up. I don't know. Dustin, I don't know. I'm just simply providing what I feel like they have been doing since then. Hello, Miss Franchi. Hello, everyone. Ready for a good pour to celebrate our 32nd anniversary. Congratulations. Happy anniversary. Bro, why are you coming in chirping tonight? You are hitting me hard tonight, dude. WP, what's up? Cheers, Perry and friends. Good to see you, homie. Fun news. I'm kind of... That was me saying we good? This read... Yeah, I figured read like you were... I'm kind of drunk. Okay. Dustin, you're killing me, man. You're killing me, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I tried 3 times to fix it because it read bad and I failed. That's so funny. Dude, it's all good. I'm genuinely laughing at it. There's a Major League Pickleball, so there must be a minor league pickle. Don, the way that sounds is like you are excited to try out for minor league pickleball or Major League Pickleball. I don't know. I've never once played pickleball. Maybe now that I'm losing weight and getting back in shape, I will be able to experience pickleball. I don't know. We'll get to that in a second, but the first snuffy chat of the evening goes to our dear friend WP. $10 towards the Bourbon Fund. That is right. Thank you, sir. You are always so sweet with the snuffy chats. And if you, too, would like to donate to the show and would like to support the main man, the patron saint of TIMBP Live, Mr. Snuffleupagus himself, back here next to the professor from Puppet History, who's aghast, agape, undoubtedly shocked by this whole conundrum. I don't even know what conundrum. He's just scared. Anyway, Snuffy. Our main man himself, you can head to the Stream Elements link, which is pinned at the top of the comment section, the chats, at both Twitch and YouTube. I don't think anybody's even on Twitch right now. But, you know, it's fine. I'm just happy the people are here. If you cannot do that, it's our method of super chatting, basically. If you cannot do that, thank you so much for being here. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Either way, it's good to see you people. All right. Moving back to the news after this this bit, we're going to make our next cocktail of the evening. Major League Pickleball has named its first official bourbon, coming right out of Memphis, Tennessee. Blue Note. Straight bourbon whiskey. Blue Note Bourbon is partnered with America's leading professional team pickleball league for the upcoming 2024 and 2025 seasons. Now, first hearing this, my thinking was, anybody who plays pickleball professionally, and I'm sure, of course you're going to attend as well. You're gonna rock up to the court. Hey, Steve, how's your weekend? Oh, it was great. It was great, Dave. How about yours? Not too bad. You know, I was really feeling kind of good about my game today, but coach came up and he said that we were gonna have to. Well, we're gonna have to start these new rules for this week. New rules. Yeah, did you hear this? They partnered with a distillery. You mean like for bourbon? Yeah, for bourbon out of Memphis, Tennessee. You mean they can make bourbon outside of Kentucky? Yeah, that's not important right now. All that's important is that we've got an official bourbon sponsor for the Major League Pickleball. And before every match of pickleball, we have to take a shot. Now, I know that we are toned top of our game elite athletes here as Major League Pickleballers. But yes, we have to take a shot before every pickleball match. Well, if the coach says that's the rules, and that's the rules. And then it's just drunk morons on a pickleball court. No, I'm kidding. I think it's very cool. The preeminent professional co-ed team pickleball league featuring nearly 100 of the world's best players participating in America's fastest growing sport is being supported by Blue Note Bourbon. And it has announced a multi-year partnership as the official bourbon of Major League Pickleball. I would watch that, especially after a few matches in. Oh, 100%. Let's go, Scrubs. The brand will have a presence in both the VIP hospitality and sponsor village areas at 3 events this year: MLP Atlanta, MLP Miami, and MLP Playoffs in Dallas. Cool. Always good to see bourbon getting in the spotlight. And especially, bourbon is good as the fine folks over at Blue Note. So, let's make another cocktail, shall we? A big old glug of water. All right. Next, we're going to be making the official cocktail of the Kentucky Derby. Don't fart? What do you mean don't fart? Okay. Thanks, Pat. Oh no, I'm making a cocktail and I have done farted. Oh no, things have gone from bad to worse. I legit don't care. Dustin, it is so good to have you in the chat, my friend. Oh, man. Yes, we are officially 3 weeks out from TIMBP weekend and the in-person TIMBP live. Oh my gracious. I can't handle this, man. This is great. We're gonna be making a mint julep. I'm gonna be doing a mint julep a bit different. I can't get over I legit don't care. It's not just the I don't care comment. And I think it was more about the Derby than it was the cocktail. At least I hope it was about the Derby and not the cocktail. But we're going to be making a mint julep. All right. So as we did, I heard Kenny is looking for ambassadors in New Mexico. You may as well try, Pat. He was looking for ambassadors in Pennsylvania, and Jared was not able to. So, as we did with the first cocktail, we're going to take the mint. We're going to put it in the palm of our hand, take our fingers. We're going to express the mint, also known as spanking the mint. Some of the mint flew out of my hand. That's okay. The floor is dirty. Put that over there. Spank that mint. Yeah. Now, a lot of people think that mint juleps are too sweet. I am one of that people. Good way to counteract that is to not use as much simple syrup. So I am only going to be using about a half an ounce of simple syrup. No, I did not make my own. Yes, I am lazy. No, I am not sorry. Ideally, the way that you make a mint julep is that you take the mint and the simple in the bottom of your glass. You're going to muddle it together before I do that. I am also going to be taking 3 dashes of the Angostura bitters. I'll do 4 for good measure. So why not? By muddling, we are also going to be further expressing... Dadgummit. I'm making a mess. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to be further expressing and combining some of these flavors. One of the most important parts, by the way, of the mint julep is the crushed ice. So for this portion of the cocktail, I have a plastic bag that I am pouring a bunch of ice into, that I will then be crushing. With the water bottle that held my ice. I'm going to be turning my microphone off for this because it will get loud. The bag busted open. So I will be using semi-crushed ice. Things are going great. could have used a hammer. Now, here's where I am differing from most mint julep recipes. I am not using bourbon. No, in fact, I am using rye. In my mint julep. In fact, I am using Old Overholt 114 proof for tonight's mint julep. Now, earlier in the stream, I said that I would be doing a bit of experimenting with my mint julep. This is the experimental portion of things because I do not know how this is going to turn out. I do think that it is going to help dilute some of the sweetness that can be very inherent in the mint julep that can be a bit of a turnoff for people. So, now that we combined our ingredients, we've mixed, we will see how the mint julep does with rye in this context. That doesn't look too bad. It looks like a mint julep. You can garnish with mint as well. I don't need to present it to you. It's fine. So, cheers, folks. Very simple cocktail. It smells delicious. It really does. I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but it smells nice. I think I might have found the hack to making a mint julep infinitely more drinkable. Really good, robust rye whiskey. Really good, robust rye whiskey. I think that's it. Wow. Wow. I think the bitters really help too. It's not overly sweet. That's awesome. That's what I want my mint juleps to be, man. Did I crack the code? Wasn't the mint julep originally introduced as like a breakfast? I think it was. It was originally like a breakfast drink. If my Kentucky history, my Kentucky whiskey lore is correct, I'm pretty sure it was originally a breakfast drink. I can see the spice and the bitters and the mint playing well with the rye flavors. It really does. It introduces it helps balance out the sweetness to introduce the oakiness that is very much lost. Yeah, the bitters really help balance out the cocktail. So instead of just having it be mint, simple syrup, and bourbon, I recommend doing mint, simple syrup, bitters, and a really good rye. Man, that's good. Fan of that. All right, back to the news. Speaking of cocktails, the Elijah Craig's Mulligan cocktail for the 2024 PGA Championship. You think an orange bitter would work nicely too? Well, WP. Let me start up. Because it just so happens to be sitting right on my desk. How about that? Ask and you shall receive, my friend. You know, I was kind of thinking about including the orange bitters with it, but I bailed on it last minute just because I wanted to change it up from because of this. Hi, Emily Chambers. Good to see you. Because the thing is, now I've just... Because now what's the difference between it and just an old-fashioned? Because that's what my last cocktail was going to be, was a mint old-fashioned. I guess I was going to make the old-fashioned with bourbon instead of rye. I'm still going to... I heard those are really good when chugged. I'm still going to make the old-fashioned with bourbon. Okay, that was the discerning factor there. I don't think I'm going to chug the mint julep. I appreciate the suggestion, the offer. I'm not going to yes and it. I'm going to no but that, Pat. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Mint Old Fashioned. Patrick, you got yourself a deal. Don't choke on the ice. WP, you... John Hughes, good to see you. Mint juleps are awful and should just be thrown away, but I heard there were drunk people to troll. There's not drunk people to have fun with. Perry has big balls, no choking here. Oh, well, aren't you sweet? Elijah Craig Mulligan. What are we doing tonight? This is way off the rails. This is going to be at the PGA Championship. Mint and lemon wheel, green tea infused Elijah Craig bourbon, 2 ounces, splash of soda, and 4 ounces of lemonade. Sounds good. Mulligan would be, I guess, you know what the true mulligan would be? Get rid of the green tea infused Elijah Craig and just use regular Elijah Craig. Make it again, but with Elijah Craig. Make it Elijah Craig barrel proof, you know? You know what I mean? We don't need no rails here. You're right. You're right. You know who does need rails, though? Heaven Hill on their bottling line. Because apparently they can't keep it together enough to get A124 off without an error. Recent bottling error at Heaven Hill occurred when a small run of toasted barrel glass bottles were used for the last batch of barrel proof. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. What are they doing? Get back on the rails, Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill was made aware of a bottling error on Elijah Craig that was recently made available in limited markets for a small amount of product. The glass bottle was placed on the bottling line during the filling process. That has a different type of product noted on the glass. Everything else was correct, apparently. They just used the toasted barrel bottles instead. But what is the laser code? WP, I tell you what, man. That's exactly what I was about to say, Don. It's going to increase the value on secondary. It's another tater bottle. So if anybody sees the new limited edition A124 Elijah Craig barrel proof toasted barrel error bottle, we need one. We need one. We got to have one for the collection. Northwest Bourbon. Cheers, everyone. Don't forget to hit the like. Thank you so much, Northwest Bourbon. Good to see you. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you're drinking good bourbon. I'll look at every stop on my way from Albuquerque. What a treat. What a treat to show up. Don't you know, too, that all of the just everybody who loses their mind over these like little weird conspiracy theories saw this and was just like, what's in it? And they tasted some of them side by side and they're like, there's a difference. There's a difference. There has to be a difference. I know there is. I swear there's a difference. I saw it. I heard it. I felt the difference. I drank it. What up, Gary Franchi? Lurking, but hit the like button. Yes, please do. It's a toasted barrel proof. Those picks are coming out, though. There are single barrel picks that are coming out that are supposed to be toasted barrel proof. Now I have to look out for that bottle. Adding another to the list. I mean, feel free to. I think it would be... I genuinely do think that it would be a funny bottle to have in your collection. But it's just a mistake, you know? It's really a toasted single... It's a toasted single bottle. Okay, but Tezo does a mint green tea that's great for cocktails. Yeah, but that's different from the green tea infused Elijah Craig. You know what I mean? Oh, my face is completely covered up. Toasted glass. Yeah, exactly. Like I am totally down with mint green tea. or just, you know, green tea and cocktails in general. But I would rather just have straight up Elijah Craig. Bourbon Hunter, what's up? Cheers all. Cheers to you. Whiskey Uncensored, what's going on, Ben? I like baseball lurking and didn't hit the like. Who's playing tonight? I think the Cardinals have already played and they got their butts handed to them today, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't. It's fine. Toasted glass. Yeah, exactly. Mint extract is too strong and real mint is too earthy. Well, fair enough. Sounds like a boozy Arnold Palmer. Yeah, that's pretty much what the Craig Mulligan is. Man, Craig Mulligan is a great name for like a oh shoot, what is the balls? Who's that one like hard-boiled detective from I want to say the Glass Menagerie, but that's not right at all. Hard-boiled detective from you want to see the Red Sox Yankees in June? Nice. I like baseball. So the same way as there's a difference. Man, you're special tonight. Whiskey up. Ben, what did I do? Why are there so many people coming at me recently? Oh, I like baseball. Sam Spade. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. I was thinking of like Craig Mulligan would be a great name for like a drunk Sam Spade. Not that Sam Spade wasn't always like drunk, because that was just the era of that like hard-boiled detective. But like Craig Mulligan definitely sounds like he's just constantly waking up from a hangover and he's always got a pint flask that he's pulling out from like his dresser drawer. You know what I mean? Anyway. I took a slug from the glass. I took a slug from the flask that was in the drawer next to me. The dame said, "You coming back to bed, Craig?" I said, "No, doll. I got work to do." It was a lie. Work hadn't been good for 8 months. Rent was coming up around the corner. This stuff writes itself, man. I got it. Nobody steal it. Nobody. Look, Craig Mulligan. I'm writing the Craig Mulligan drunk hard-boiled detective story. I got to do it, man. Now that's my new project after I don't know, after the baby's born. And all the free time after Ritter baby number 2 comes. For anybody who came in late too, my big news of the week was that my nephew was born on Tuesday morning at 1 a.m. So I became an uncle this week. Uncle Perry. I'm officially an uncle, y'all. It's crazy. Mason Clay Ritter. 1:03 a.m. on April 30th. £9 7 ounces. He was a big boy. Thick. It's my my brother and his wife, my brother Dane and his wife Lindsay. Haven't had the chance to go meet him yet. They just got home from the hospital this afternoon, so I'll make the journey over in the next couple of days. But it's crazy. I haven't like connected with a baby, and I haven't I haven't like met him yet, but I just like all day Tuesday, I just was like crying, man. Just so happy, so excited. It's wild. The uncle-nephew bond has grown stronger in the world. Anyway. Let's move on. There's some TTB labels that have come across. Hello, Biking Bourbon. Good to see you. Cheers, folks. Cheers to you too, buddy. Man, how even the mint julep with rye is even starting to get sweet, even with the bitters. Something about it, man. I don't know what it is. It's very strange. TTB labels that have come across the table this week. Booker's The Reserves. Eight-year-old, 2-month, 12-day, 127.8 proof bourbon. Not sure if that information is going to be accurate once whatever this release is comes out, but it looks like it's going to be blended and officially released by Freddie No, as opposed to Fred, his daddy. So we'll see. I'm not sure exactly what this is going to look like. Either way, it looks cool. I'm sure it's going to be a more expensive limited release. It definitely seems like it's just going to be once a year. So yeah. Woo. Another Jim Beam product. Old Granddad 16-year-old. 100 proof. Doesn't look like it's bottled in bond, but 100 proof at least. So it's still there. High rye mash bill from Jim Beam. Very excited for this. Not sure what bottle it's going into at the moment, but I do think it's going to be I'm going to have it. I do think I'm going to buy this. I want it. I want it. I want this. I want that. I want the Bookers. I want both of them. I would like both of them very much. Please. I'd like to have them. This I'm not sure about. I don't know what this is. I don't know why this is. I don't know what the purpose of it is other than to make money. Make a lot of money for the people who who buy the books. Look at the money and say, more of that money, please. The money. Weller Millennium, 99 proof. This doesn't look like a William LaRue Weller product or a Daniel Weller or whatever. It kind of looks like it might go in the regular Weller bottle. I don't know. It's got that same kind of tapered label that the I have a Weller bottle nearby? Oh, I do. I do. Yeah. So you see on the back of Weller 12, here I'll even go to the zoom. On the back of Weller 12, it's got that like taper shape. It looks like on the Millennium, it's very similar. But it also looks like, especially compared to the front label, like it's actually going to be printed on the bottle. It's definitely going to be premium. You're definitely not going to be able to see it. What's it matter? I mean, like, who cares? You know, people are going to be they're going to see it in bars. They're going to see it on the back behind you know, they're going to see it behind counters, and they're not going to be able to get it. It doesn't make a difference. It's stupid. 3% distillation year 2000, 24-year-old bourbon. That's insane. 50% from 2003, 40% from 2005, 7% from 2006. It better be the best daggum thing for what is certainly going to be a $200 MSRP bourbon. At least. Somebody said $1,000. If it's $1,000, pass. If it's $8 million, if it's $1,000 MSRP, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it's going to be 500 like the Daniel Weller. That was just, I felt like an outright failure of an experiment. Because it was just like, why? Is it named Millennium because it has product from 2000 in it? It has distillate from 2000 in it? Is that it, chat? Is that the only reason that it's named Millennium? Was it NSYNC or was it Backstreet Boys that had Millennium? Oh, my keyboard went to sleep. It was Backstreet Boys. All right, maybe it's a Backstreet Boys collaboration. New bourbon conspiracy theory. Weller Millennium is a collaboration with the Backstreet Boys. New bourbon conspiracy. Coincidence? I think not. The Robbie Williams song is stuck in my head now. Whatever happened to Robbie Williams? Hopefully, he wasn't like a pedophile or anything, was he? Didn't he turn into like a flat earther? Is he dead? No, he's not dead. This is crazy. This is an insane sentence. In a June 2020 interview with Weight Watchers magazine, he revealed that he had developed an addiction to online golf games. Huh? Okay. Thanks. Sorry, Robbie. Hang in there, buddy. All right, anyway. New old charter, finest oak, select oak barrels. Okay. You've heard of French oak. You've heard of something that's got like another designation, but this time, no, sir. Old Buffalo Trace has really gone the extra mile, and they've picked finest oak. What great lengths they've gone to create finest oak bourbon. We Buffalo Trace bourbon expert create Buffalo finest oak charter oak. Good bourbon, give money for finest oak is good. Big money sell bourbon, real good finance. Market good, sell bourbon, good money. Yay. Ridiculous. Also, I was going through these TTB labels today, and I found this. I don't know how I missed this from January, but apparently Larceny Barrel Proof is getting a rebrand to this ugly, sad sack looking label? What is this? This looks horrible. Am I crazy? I think this looks just disgusting. This looks like a D brand. This doesn't look like a rebrand. Awful. Yuck. Bad. Bad label. Anyway. It looks like Barrel Batch 36 has been revealed. This is an upgrade from what I believe was a 5-year-old minimum bourbon in the blend from Batch 35 to a 7.5-year Indiana bourbon. We got a 9-year Kentucky, 7.5, 8, and 10-year Indiana, an 8 and 15-year-old Tennessee, like a Larceny Barrel D brand iPhone skin. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that what it looks like, though? Like, it looks like you bought it. Like you were served this ad on Facebook from some Malaysian company or something. It's bad. It doesn't look good. Anyway, Barrel Bourbon Batch 36, 114.44 proof. Derived mash bill of 79% corn, 16 rye, and 5% malted barley. This sounds so good. I'm so excited for it. Batch 35. If I had batch 35, maybe I'm thinking of 33. I don't know. But it also brings up a what looks to be excuse me, a redesign for the label as well. A couple of new Last Lantern releases. First is a rye from Washington, from Woodinville Whiskey Company. Hello, Grandpapa Ritter. Saying hello, Uncle Perry. Good to see you, buddy. Everybody say hi, Papa Ritter, Grandpapa Ritter, whatever. Grandpapa Ritter's got his second grandchild that was born this week. Good to see you, Dad. Double Grandpapa Ritter. I guess by September it'll be triple. Which is nuts. So Woodinville whiskey rye for Lost Lantern looks to be 120 proof, single barrel. It's about all the information we have on it. No age statement or anything. We also have a Corbin Cash single barrel bourbon for Lost Lantern, 128 proof. Cast strength. Now he has to pick a favorite. Good luck with that. You better not be picking a favorite. Don't pick a favorite. Don't pick a favorite. I know my kid's been real mean, but please don't pick a favorite. Don't pick a favorite. I picked them all. I'm glad. My kid's been so mean recently. She's not mean to you. I'm glad. I mean, sounds like the grandkids need stuffed horses. Eden's got a hobby horse out in the garage. In my garage. Which she's, like, played with once. And she didn't love. So. She wanted to ride her bike yesterday. And we have a stick horse here. Yeah. She wanted to ride her bike yesterday, and she was getting frustrated with it. And it wouldn't go very far. She goes, Daddy, it won't work. I took her out on the sidewalk with it. I was like, okay, fine. And Lucy was working on the garden out front. She's like, I want to go water with Mama. And I was like, okay, fine. I don't care. I mean, she did not get down the street at all. She was so mad about it. Oh, okay. Anyway. Here's this. Corbin Cash for, what's it? Lost Lantern. Also, Dark Arts Whiskey House. Rye whiskey finished in maple single barrels. Or maple syrup barrels, excuse me. 112.8 proof cast strength. I want to draw specific attention to Macaulay, our buddy, and his filing with the TTV, because all these numbers, of course, are placeholders, right? It all depends on what comes out of the barrel, what's actually going to be, used once they get the numbers. But he chose, for the government official that had to, process this information. No, not Baylor. Our friend Macaulay, who founded Dark Arts Whiskey House. He put bottle number 69 out of 420. What a legend. What a legend. All right. Goodness gracious. We're getting towards the end of the stream. I got one more cocktail to make. This is my favorite alternative to the mint julep. I do really think the rye mint julep with all right, drop some leaves. Rye mint julep with bitters is the best alternative to just your regular bourbon mint julep. But in this case, for the mint old fashioned, I am going to be going with bourbon. And because Pat knows me so well, I am going to be going with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof because once you introduce that kind of idea into my brain, I can't say no. Can't say no. I'm going to take my mint, which I forgot to express through spanking, which again, you take in the palm of your hand, you take your fingers, you give a nice firm spank too. Oh man, that smells real good. We're going to take a half an ounce of simple syrup. Throw it into our glass. We're going to take both our orange bitters, 4 dashes, 5 for good measure, and our regular Angostura bitters. Oh, my baba. Get those into the bottom of spank cement. You want to spank cement. Going to get that nice and stirred. We're going to get it muddled up into the glass as well. Pat, are you even still in here? Now, what I like about this as well, typically it's not as sweet as an old-fashioned, but my brain tonight realized that you left. Cool. Glad to see you're still gone, Pat. He's gone. Yeah, I know. We're gonna go with the ice. So, old fashions and mint juleps. Dad, I'm glad you're still here. Whoa, big uptick in people who are here still. So glad you're in the chat, everybody. Thank you for being here. My last cocktail of the evening. But I'm still gonna drink on it, enjoy it. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit because why not? Why not? We're going to take our 2 ounces of bourbon, roughly. Because that's how we make old fashions. My neighbor cat is over. Brother, that is a weird way to say that you're cheating on Heather. And Heather, if this is how you're finding out, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I think that a good mint old fashioned is the best alternative, and in a great way, because at your typical derby party, people are going to be making. He's cheating on the puppy, not Heather. There we go. People are going to be making they're going to be making mint juleps what's up, Daniel Sutherland? Good to see you. Aw. That is a really cute cat, though. That's a super cute cat. The camera's not going to focus on my phone for some reason. But Patrick did just text that to me. People are going to be making a typical mint julep. So I think it's good to have alternatives. If you don't like mint juleps, you like old fashions. Really, the biggest difference is bitters. If you want to give yourself, we call him Goose. Nice. He looks like Goose, doesn't he? From Captain Marvel. Just bring some bitters. You know, the bourbon's already there. The simple syrup's already going to be there. The mint's, of course, going to be there. You're kind of getting the mint julep experience that you would at a derby party. Just bring yourself some bitters. And there you have it. The mint julep old fashioned. Yeah, this one's barrel proof. Oh, that smells so good. And that's how I like my bourbon cocktails as well. Bourbon forward. I like to be able to notice that I am drinking bourbon in them. Of course, we're going into extra innings at this point. Ben, I don't know if you're still watching this, but I do like baseball. Sorry that you know, I didn't get your joke at first. Cheers, everybody. Hope you've had a great evening. I'm not wrapping up yet. Please stick around for a little bit. I look forward to you making me that on Derby Day. I'll make you a rye mint julep as well, because that's what I made earlier, and it was so much better than a bourbon mint julep. Just saying. Anyway, cheers. That's fantastic. That's what's up. Have you seen my baseball? Mets won today? Well, isn't that nice? I'm pretty sure the Cardinals lost today. Yeah, Pat's happy about the Mets winning today as well. St. Louis Cardinals box score. Oh, maybe the Cardinals had a day off. They lost like early yesterday. Yeah, I think they had an off day today. Brewmaster? What is going on, Matt? Good to see you. Long time no talk. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing super well. Well, I'm doing well today. Yesterday was rough. I've had a good day today. I had a very long day yesterday. I'll be very honest with you. But I'm doing very well today. Thank you. I've had a good week overall. Became an uncle on Tuesday. My first niece or nephew, in this case nephew, born. On Tuesday, Mason Clay Ritter. Had a hefty and healthy 9 pounds, 7 ounces. Good to hear, brother. Congrats. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's wild. I can't get over it. Haven't been able to go see him yet. Haven't had the chance. They just got home from the hospital today. So hopefully by Saturday I'll be able to make my way over there and go meet the little guy. Mason Clay Ritter will be dunking soon at the beach. At the in the pool at the beach, because I hope so. You know what's the craziest thing? Like, I have not, and I mean, like, of course, you know, my own kid is one thing. Like, I spent so much time with this build up to Eden being born, and I'm dealing with all this build up to my second kid being born and everything. But like, I don't know. Like, I've been so. Immediately knowing that Mason was born, Lindsay and Lucy need all the props as 100% right. They both had intense. They both had very intense childbirth. Very long, very drawn out, for different reasons. I'm not going to get into it because it's not the time nor place, and it's not. I don't care to either. They're both wonderful, wonderful mothers. But even just knowing that Mason was in the world, I was like, that's my dude. It's my guy. It's been a tough year and we're better for it, man. No better way to put it. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. The uncle-nephew bond. I just felt it like immediately. I don't know what it was either. I didn't see a picture of him yet. I didn't even know what he looked like. I was just like, he's here. I don't know. It was crazy. Kids are wild, man. Anyway. I dig it. I dig it very much. Now I gotta spoil the heck out of a kid that's not mine. Papa Ritter's breaking down. Hey, and you've gotten to meet him too. It's been killing me. I gotta see him over FaceTime once for a couple minutes. haven't even gotten to hold him yet. Just see him. I'm ready for it, though. I know. Oh, man. Wild year. Your baby's having babies. Yeah. Talk to me in 30 years when my babies are having babies. Because that's going to be an insane moment, too. That's going to be wild. Well, that's nice. It does, Stand-Em. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a long stream. It's been a lot of fun, though. You guys rock. We will see you real soon. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Derby Day if you do, in fact, celebrate. Have a good week, too. See you next Thursday. But until then, I'm Perry. And this is TIMBP Live.